That's Terran versus Protoss on Hecate. Lower bracket, best of 1. So who wins goes to the finals versus Biomotor, which won the previous game, versus the Zombak. So we have on the right top corner in the pink color suit MrZombak playing Terran race faction, and in the bottom left corner we have HaNGMaN, who is playing Protoss. HaNGMaN starts with actually already intentions to block actual Reaper jump pad. So for those who doesn't know, Reaper can jump up here, and if this is full of buildings he just can't jump, he has to use the ramp, which usually is protected by some units. So that's his like initial defense. HaNGMaN starts with pylon and gateway, and then goes for scout. The Zombak, MrZombak, starts with supply depot and barracks. Everything as pretty much usual. Both are scouting each other for this information, which we had no idea could happen. And there we go. The HaNGMaN has Captain Asshat, which is the probe which is harassing the SCV. He pulled away, didn't want to lose the probe there. And looks like Zombak is opening 1-1. So goes for factory. Most likely the Cyclone will be the continuum. What is the HaNGMaN doing? He's going Cybercore. Yeah, which means that there is no Reaper coming. The attachment starts, which is reactor, which means then indeed most likely Zombak will switch the factory with a barracks here. What does the HaNGMaN do? He researches the warp gate and chrono boosts an adept. As we know, then Cyclones are pretty harsh units. Zombak could go also for the Hellions though, to be good in harassing, because they are fast, they will be good in harassing the probes. And there is Twilight Council dropping and another gateway. So I believe the HaNGMaN is thinking about going for Stalkers, and Zombak is going for Hellions. No expansion for Zombak though, which means that HaNGMaN right now can actually do have some advantage in workers and in economy if he uses that smartly. But he has to be ready for more stuff. Okay, so accident. Okay. So there is Marauder coming out, and there is 4 Hellions and 2 mines behind it. Wow, okay. So Hellions have arrived for harassment. 3 of them is enough to bake a probe. Lost 1. Nice splits. And 2 more gone down. Ah, that's quite many. And the Hellions go down. What's the trade? So HaNGMaN lost quite many probes. Can I see? Yes, so it's 12 workers killed for MrZombak and 12 workers lost for HaNGMaN there. That's not a good trade. And minefield starts appearing. Zombak chose to go for mines and marauders. There is no building, no expansion coming out, so at the moment HaNGMaN can just pretty much try to. He doesn't split the mine. Oh, the mine got the adept, and HaNGMaN falls back. but he sees that there is no expansion. But there is 3 Marauders. Marauders will have Steam, no, but the Concussive Shields, which will slow down the Stalkers. HaNGMaN can see that there is more mines, more Marauders coming out. Marauders can actually chase the Stalkers. HaNGMaN recalls his army because he sees that the push is coming. Oh, and there is actually a Liberator, which I didn't notice. Where did the starport come from? It's a proxy? Where's the starport? I don't see. I'm blind. Ah, there is the starport, so it was proxy starport. And he built Liberator out of that, and there is a blink done for the HaNGMaN, so he can successfully protect against Liberators. Can he protect against Mine Drop, which is incoming? Okay, good splits. Yeah, Zombak decided to reburrow his mine. Why they are reburrowing the mine? Because that allows to retarget. If you don't do it manually, then you just unburrow and burrow again. Unfortunately, that didn't give much resources, but still the Zombak has successfully killed 24 workers of the Protoss player, while he's having 29 of his. He is starting to expand to the natural. There is still proxy starport, which even I didn't see. So it was 1-1-1 opening into 4 Hellions, then Mines, Marauders. There is a Medivac, and now Zombak goes into more stuff. Still a Liberator over here, harassing probes. Yeah, a cannon or something like that would have been useful, but well, you can do with the Blink Stalkers also, right? You don't have to do any more stuff. There is Immortal out, there is few Stalkers, so army-wise HaNGMaN is actually behind, and economy-wise also HaNGMaN is behind. Well, that's technically behind. He actually has the natural mining, while the HaNGMaN has the natural and main being mining, but still it's being harassed. Game seems so slow to me now, you know. I have played games. When I play the game, it feels fast. Zombak has arrived with 4 Marauders. That port probe got killed. Didn't choose to target the Medivac. I think it would be really big. What you call it, like feel that you need to target the Medivac there. The Medivac hasn't flown away. There is a stalk. There is a warp of Zealots, not Stalkers but Zealots, and there is charge coming for Zealots. And there, wow, comes an army. There is 2 siege tanks, Marauders, Marines. That was kind of good pullback. Unfortunately, the fight continues. Yeah, the HaNGMaN has to avoid mines and also avoid the siege tanks. So he cannot give up the siege tanks for his Immortals, because Immortals is his damage dealer unit, and he has somehow to retarget. I believe only way out would be blinking like 1 Stalker closer there and another Stalker over there. Or yeah, the Chargeless did the job. Good, perfect blink. Yeah, he blinked away. He allowed his 3 Immortals to do the job, and the Zealots to run into the tanks, which was targeted by mines, and did friendly fire there. So exchange still in favor of Zombak. Zombak is still in front economically wise, even though he's on 2 bases. So is HaNGMaN, but worker-wise, the Zombak has more workers. There is the medevac, which was previously helping out the army of previous attack. This could be lost, yeah, so 3 immortals lost, but there is charge lots following it up. So close. Blink Stalker is so close. Yeah, the Zombak is having like 4 racks and he's just beelining his units into one place and then he's coming for the next attack. And Liberator is back. And Liberator is down. Wonderful defense. But unfortunately there is troops. 2 medivacs with 5 marauders, marines. Are there any upgrades for marines, marauders? No, just steam pack, concussives and health packs. But there is immortal, which is damage dealer. Unfortunately it's followed up by huge beeline of more troops. Not these though. I was thinking that there's going to be beeline. The beeline is when you just rally your troops in the enemy base and you just send everything there coming. So shield overpowered battery, shield battery was used before. Therefore now it's just usual battery. Hopefully the cooldown comes off and he can just use it, but doesn't look like he needs it. He successfully defends. But the 3rd base was denied and killed, so there is a big losses for the HaNGMaN here. No upgrades for Terran. Now he's going into 2 NG base, which means that he's now thinking about the fact that he will have to go upgrade. This pylon is like preventing for him to have 4th base, although you can take whatever base you want, right? There are scans confirming that there is no 3rd for the Protoss, and there is another huge line of attack coming. Oh boy. The Terran keeps on coming. Unfortunately, Protoss is not ready. He is trying to expand here again, queuing up a probe, but unfortunately that probe will be denied. There is again 2 siege tanks. And Zombak has a bigger army. And siege tanks are sieged in the position. Which means that, yeah, going in will be quite a suicidal thing. There is Colossi for Mr. HaNGMaN. That's a good one. Can he make another one? Yes, there is another one coming out of the Robo Bay. That's over here. 2 Colossi can do. And meanwhile HaNGMaN is going either for counterattack or flank. Looks like a flank. He forgot about his flank, unfortunately, or he's waiting for the other Colossi to pop out. So there are 2 Colossi now. There is a Liberator though. And the siege tank is reaching very close here, the close line, so you cannot move there. Nice, nice sandwich. Nobody's targeting the Liberator, but everything else is dead pretty much. Only one that targeting the Liberator is the Stalker. I don't know if the HaNGMaN knows that in this medevac there is units or not. But he's targeting it, and that medevac is down. Not far enough, Mr. Zombak. Not far enough. Zombak has another army ready for a push though. So here comes the wave number 5 or 6. HaNGMaN has to expand. He has almost mined out his main base, and there is no 3rd happening. Well, Zombak has mined out his main base pretty much, and also there is no 3rd happening. Now they are exchanging. Will there be a base trade? Never base trade with a Terran because he can fly his buildings in a corner of the map, and therefore if you don't have the air units you will not be able to reach it. And it looks like a base trade, unfortunately. Will the army be recalled or not? I think there is no energy for recall, or there is? There is energy for recall. And recall happens in the main, so the natural goes down. Can HaNGMaN take this down? There are 2 tanks, you need to flash. You need to blink on those tanks pretty much. Go, 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 go! I'm rooting for HaNGMaN because, well, I lost to him twice, right? So... nice. Okay, there is third up, very good. Rebuild the natural. I don't know even if it's worth it to rebuild it. Maybe it's not worth it, just queue up your probes there, yeah. He expects that Zombak has moved back to his base, while actually he's going to drop the main base with 16 Marines. Do Marines have the upgrades? +1/+1 is done for the Marines, but the Protoss player, the HaNGMaN, doesn't have any upgrades. Good targeting. HaNGMaN targets down the Medivacs with the Stalker, so the Marines cannot fall back. Meanwhile, Zombak has rebuilt wave number 8 or 9, and there is a third base also on the case. Base on the case, yes. HaNGMaN thinks that he can move out. Ooh, there is High Templar, which he will turn into 3 Archon. Now this starts to look like a nasty comp. Third base is turned into planetary, which is just but okay. Target the Archons. Okay. There's the Colossi, which is slowly appearing from behind. Unfortunately, Archons died, so there is no tanking units. And Colossi and Immortals now are tanking not only Marauders, but also the Planetary. Unfortunately, 1 Colossi was lost. Marauders are good versus the Colossi. I would say that if the HaNGMaN wants to win it, he has to take another base, and the Zealots he needs to send in here. Colossi, does he have a thermal? No, he doesn't have the extended thermal lance for Colossi yet, which means that it's not as long range as it could be. Zombak is moving out his mines. Usually when Terran player is moving out his mines, he's preparing a battlefield for somebody. Like, for example, if Terrans are playing versus Zerg, they're usually making a huge line of mines and trying to kite the Zerg player throughout his minefield. Therefore, Zerg loses his units to mines in a huge mass, and it's painful. Yeah. It's really painful situation. Yeah, but now game has settled down. The question is, what's gonna happen? HaNGMaN is warping in 2 more High Templar, going for another Archon. And Zombak notices the observer of HaNGMaN and scans and shoots it down. At the moment, Zombak is in front. He has 14 workers. Technically, he's mining from 1 base, which is the 3rd of his. And yeah, now the HaNGMaN starts taking the 4th, or this will be his, yeah, pretty much his 3rd, because his 2nd was lost here. As I what is this? Zombak will plant the starport into the base of Protoss. Yeah, sure, why not? And there is the steamed marines like Bioball coming and trying to kill down the Cybercore. This means that Protoss might not be able to warp in. I think that's what it denies the warp in possibility. Which means that there is no Stalkers that could be warped in, and which is good for Terran, right? Because, well, he has the medivacs to kite and get out. And he's building a Liberator in the Protoss base right now. That will be denied. Is there a Cybercore building? No, there is not, but the 4th base will be denied once more. There is a huge army coming out. Unfortunately, looks like this is a GG. At least I would say so, because there is like 2 huge army of Terran around, and there is no possibility to warp in. And now the whole thing will be sandwiched. The starport burned down, but there is siege tank at the 3rd base. And now the army has to move back up, so there pretty much is no mining for Mr. HaNGMaN, while Zombak has 3rd base and a bit mining 2nd base, even Ghost Academy, and he's expanding to 4th. I want to speed up things. I want to please press the buttons, the plus button. So yeah, unfortunately our Protoss player is not able to do the things he could do on 2 bases. Well, he was on 3 technically. But yeah, Zombak wins, which means that the